another motion on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Sims.
I move to switch old business and new business.
There's a motion on the floor to switch old business and new business. Is there a second? Any opposition? And Nessa, can you also switch old business and new business? Joy, can you help her? Thank you. Is there another motion on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Mondrick.
Point of information, is the president even here for the report?
He's not. Senator Mondrick.
I motion to strike out president's report.
There's a motion on the floor to strike the president's report, seeing as the president is not here. Is there a second? Any opposition? Okay. Juwan, can you guys also remove president's report?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now are there any more motions on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Miles.
I move to approve the agenda.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the agenda. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? Okay, the agenda's been approved. We will now have a moment of silence for the Florida victims. Okay, thank you guys. So now the next thing on the agenda is the adoption of the previous minutes. Juwan, can you guys pull up the previous minutes?
Yes.
Thank you. I think I put them on the laptop to the right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, since the previous minutes were sent out ahead of time, they will not be read aloud. Are there any questions about the previous minutes? With no questions about the previous minutes have been approved. And now the next thing on the agenda is quorum, which we exceeded today at 19, but I think someone just came in, so I think we're at 20 now. Woo. Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20. Awesome. Now the next thing on the agenda is the ODPD report.
Hello, SGA family. How are you all?
Good.
All right, I just want to pass out some information. Thank you all for the information that you provided us, and we were able to get the young man who ran through the new education building. Once again, as Officer Evans and I always say, thanks to what? You all. And that's how we get our information. So what? If you see something? Absolutely. 683 what?
4,000.
Absolutely. So please know that. So like I said, he was arrested without incident. Thanks to you all. And Detective Brown wanted me to make sure that you guys are still made aware of the scam that's going on. If you deposit a check into your account, that you're going to get some free money and all these other things. Guys, this scam is running rampant on our campus. So as Detective Brown or Detective Jones said, nobody's going to give you anything for free. So when in doubt, do not deposit anything in your account. Give us a call and come and get advice from us. Also, I have 2 guests. I'm done now. Does anybody have anything for me? Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering if you had any more updates on the G-Force. I know last week when they came in, we had a lot of questions. I was wondering if you had any updates on them.
What? I'm sorry. What other questions?
Questions regarding if we could get access to the location of where the G-Force officers were, and also if they could get access into the library so students don't abide the policy of the university.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought he addressed that because he did tell us that we've made arrangements for the supervisor on duty to allow them to get into the building with regards, so they should not be asking any students to swipe in, because we know that's called, what is it, tailgating, and that's not allowed. So if they do, please just call 683-4000 and let us know so we can take care of it. As far as letting you know their specific routes, I did not get any updates for that. So I will contact Mr. Brock or I'll contact our captain and see what he says with regards to letting you know what specific locations, the times that they're going to be there, and I'll get back with you on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, guys, I have 2 guests, and I'm going to let the first guest introduce himself. He's new to our department.
How you guys doing? I'm Officer Thomas. Officer worked at this guy here to this apartment a couple months ago. A little background about myself. I was in the Air Force Reserves, and I was activated for 3 years at Andrews Air Force Base. I was a security forces member. I deployed a couple times, once, and I did fly missions to Afghanistan and Kuwait and Qatar. Got out of active duty last year, 2017, April. I applied for ODU, got picked up for them, and like I said, I've been out of the academy for about 2 weeks now. I'm excited, start working with you guys. If you guys see me in the street, don't hesitate to hit me up. Not hit me up, but not yet. But don't hesitate to say something, introduce yourselves. It's a conversation. Any questions? All right, cool.
We have another.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes.
My name is Jim Booth. I work also at the police department. I'm the IT manager for the police department and 3 other departments on campus that kind of fall under the umbrella, the hierarchy umbrella there. I'm also the physical security specialist. There's a few of you in the room I've done a couple lighting surveys with. So that's part of my job, is to help you guys make it a more safer, secure campus with cameras and so forth, doing lighting surveys, walk around with you guys. Also manage all of the IT aspects for public safety, making sure that, you know, we have the technology to support the things that you guys need for a safer campus. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Booth?
I
Yes.
just had a question for you about lighting off campus. Have you done surveys of the lighting off campus?
We have, and unfortunately, because that's city-owned property, we've given them our suggestions, and it's in the hands of the city of Norfolk to enhance. That's where you guys come into play with petitions and things like that to give to the city of Norfolk. Really, all we can do is just give them suggestions.
Is there any way that we could receive some of the information that you've collected, the data on off-campus lighting and on that you've collected already?
Yes, I believe I can find that somewhere. I don't know exactly where that's located at, but I'm sure I can find that report that we did about 3 or 4 years ago.
Sorry to keep asking.
No, you're fine.
Would it be something that needed to be updated? You said 3 or 4 years ago that the surveys were done.
Yes, and it is something we are in the process of doing right now through the rest of this academic year is, and I've taken that task on to do a security survey and lighting survey of the campus and the surrounding neighborhoods. I know off of the last survey we did, they went out and replaced failed lamps in the street lights and so forth. As far as adding new lighting, it's always a budget, tax money, those things, and they just haven't funded that. On campus itself, we've made great strides to improve that lighting with LED lighting. I know some of you were concerned with Kaufman Mall. There's some other aspects with that might pose a challenge, but we are actively looking at improving that lighting.
Also, I know Ms. Cunningham isn't here. I forwarded some information to her with regards to, I know a lot of you guys live off campus in various neighborhoods. I forwarded the petition to her. So please get with her, as like I said, as it would really look good for the grassroots efforts to start with you all to get this petition going. It's only so much, you know, like I said, we can control our campus, but as far as the city streets, as far as, you know, telling them how to manage their money coming from the police department, but when it's you guys, because you live in the community, it really does take on a whole new light. So please get this petition going. I think, like I said, if it's not for this generation, at least the next generation. So let's think about the other generations to come. Any more questions, comments, concerns? All right, thank you guys. Be safe.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is old business. Before we get to that though, I want to get Jasmine inducted, if everybody's cool with that, because she was voted in but not physically inducted. So if you want to come up for me, Ron, do you mind? Sorry, I know it's not on the agenda, but like before we vote, we should get everybody on the roster officially.
Hi,
I state your name.
Jasmine.
Do bow to uphold.
Do vow to uphold
To my service to the student government,
to my service to the student government,
the entirety of the student body,
the entirety of the student body,
and the university,
and the university,
and impartially execute
and impartially execute
the office of senator
the office of senator
according to university policy.
according to university policy.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So Rocky and I also have a little surprise. Because not all the budget consultation spots are filled, we're going to temporarily pause business until that happens. So, we're gonna fill some budget spots. Do you want me to get the thing pulled up so we can just?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up the sign-up sheet. Oh, I don't know what that is for this. Hold on. Oh, the one that's already in the thing. Got it. This guy?
I also sent out an email to all of you with the link to sign up for consultations. So I know some of you guys haven't signed up yet. Definitely sign up or I'm not going to move forward. So I did warn you that this was going to happen.
All right, so let's get a name on all of these. So, did this one already happen?
Do you have a list?
That's yesterday.
Oh, that's done.
Let's just
go
go.
back to the sign up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this one's already happened. That entire day's already happened. This is also today. This has already happened. Okay, so this has spots filled. This has spots filled. This is filled. Good job, guys. Okay, this is Monday the 26th. There's a 1 to 2 and there's a 2 to 3. We should probably get at least one name on everything.
Yeah, I'll do both of them.
We'll do both of them. How nice of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I think I have to actually
You
put
can
your name
put two
in.
of them at the same time. Yeah.
Can I? Oh, bet. Okay.
Yeah, because we have exact two.
Tariq, what's your email?
TTERR001.
All right, we got one down.
You guys can do this on your phone too, or laptops,
Yeah,
if you want.
well, I'm doing this. We're not voting on anything until this gets done. All right. Yeah, what, like 27, yeah. Nice. Okay.
One person for attendance.
All right. 12, what?
Yeah, so one more for that, and then.
I think as long as we get like one body, we should probably be good for now. Of course we handled some stuff.
Why are you still on?
Okay, so the 27th, from 12 to 1. It's a Tuesday, 12 to 1, the 27th. Who's free?
I got a class at 12:15, but if that can be extended to maybe 1.
Sean, you said you were free?
Yeah, but I also have a class that gets out at 12:15.
So you're not free, so Sean. Do you have, yeah,
Andy, over here.
Morgan,
I can do it.
you can do it, okay.
You got two.
Yeah,
Why did you do- All right, bet, we got Morgan and Jeff. Do Morgan first.
Yeah.
How fun is this, guys? Who's having a good time? If you go on the roster, it's yellow. Morgan, what's your, it's N here.
002.
Andy,
Yeah.
the quantity can be changed to 2.
Oh, bet, you guys are so much better at technology than I am.
Isaiah peeked in.
No, I don't think it can.
never mind.
Because that just means Morgan's doing it. I don't know. Okay. And then who was the other person who said they could do it for this one? Jeff, okay. You have a laptop. You want to fill some time for me?
How do you ask that?
Go ahead. Jeffrey's on
Yeah. Point of inquiry.
Should be REY. JEFFREY.
Got it.
Point of inquiry.
Yeah.
How many more of these do we have to do? Just for sake of time, just because we do have people in the back that have come for their business, like.
So in my email, I said that please sign up for as many time slots as you can because there are a lot more organizations than there are senators, and clearly some of these time slots are not filled. So these consultations are important. They need to be filled as soon as possible.
You gave them a warning, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, this is the warning. Jeffrey, what's your email?
Oh, point of order. Can we get back to agenda business so we're not holding up the people in the back?
That's what I was
that
saying.
Might have other things to get to.
Yeah.
This is something that can be addressed outside of Senate, in SGA office.
But see, we tried to do outside Senate by getting it sent out ahead of time, and then there's a lot of spots that are still open. How about this? How about we get February done, and then we'll go back to business? Does that work for everybody? Yeah, okay. And then if March is not filled by next week, then we'll do this again for March. All right, so here's one person there. So the 20.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay. February's actually done anyway, so we're good. Just a few more seconds, we would have been done anyway. Okay, back to business. All right, the next order of business is Resolution 10. Will the chief sponsor of that bill please come forward? The first one.
Okay. So in taking in the updates that we had from last time, some of them were from Senator Terry, Michelle and I and others. I went and spoke to Mike from the Bike Center, who's the assistant director of the Bike Center. And I specifically asked him the question that Senator Terry asked, which is in lines 9 through 11. So the only problem that he had with those lines was that possibly some students would try to take advantage of the $4 fee being forgiven because they would claim that they didn't receive the email or that some kind of technological error occurred on the behalf of the Bike Center. But I was notified today that once that email is sent out, that you can check to make sure to verify that it was sent. So with that being said, I think we should go ahead and keep that part in there, given my update that I just mentioned. So that's the only update I have in regards to the bill. And that it's still already technically in effect, like I mentioned last week. So yeah.
Does the Bike Center know about did you tell the Bike Center about what you learned today, I guess, or whatever? About how they can view if the email was sent properly?
Oh, okay.
Did they know?
No, because I just learned about that today,
Oh,
so
okay.
I haven't been able to contact them.
Could you just restate your purpose of this resolution, just so that everyone knows exactly why you want to have this resolution
Yes,
passed?
absolutely. Okay, so I'm sorry. So the entire purpose of the bill is to send a notification, a written notification preferably, out once your bike is almost due, once it's close to the date of that you should turn it in. And then in section 1, if you don't receive that written notification, that your fee be returned or not charged until the 24-hour period after it's sent out. So the whole purpose of the bill is to send a notification out, just like when you rent out anything else, a calculator from the library or a book. So yes.
Okay, are there any more questions for the chief sponsor of this bill at this time? No? Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions for the chief sponsor of this bill. Is there a motion on the floor? Yes, Senator Bondurant, sorry.
I motion to strike out on line 10 or phone, and also to strike out said rentals.
Which one was, okay. So
10.
there's a motion on the floor to amend the bill to strike out on line 10 or phone.
I have a bunch of suggestions. Can I just say all of them, or do you want me to keep?
Because our chief of staff is a prospective senator, I'm gonna go ahead and send them separately to not overwhelm her.
Okay, so yes. Did you get the first one?
So phone and of said on line 10, correct?
Or phone in said rentals.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to strike or phone and of said rentals in line 10. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? Was that a second? Okay, is there any opposition? There was no opposition. And can you make that, thank you. You got it, okay. Are there any more motions on the floor? Yes, Senator Mondre.
I motion to also strike out on line 11 and when the rental will be considered due. And add a period.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to strike out in line 11 and when that rental will be considered due. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? No opposition. And Nessa, do you mind? Thank you. Any more motions on the floor? Senator Mondre.
I motion to strike out on line 12 for 24 hours.
There's a motion on the floor to strike out on line 12 for 24 hours. Is there a second? Is there any opposition? Opposition. Vanessa, can you do that for me too? Thank you. Are there any more motions on the floor at this time? Senator Mondre.
I motion to approve this or
The voting procedure.
voting procedures. Yeah, sorry.
There's a motion on the floor to enter voting procedures. Is there a second? Any opposition? With no opposition, we are now in voting procedure. Everybody please grab your clickers. Can you switch over to my laptop? Thank you. Okay, just start voting.
Okay, so put in your UIN without the first, that's not, without the first serial. It's not working.
It's not working?
Yeah, it's not
It's not working.
Hold on.
And then A, B, A, C.
It did this. Oh, never mind. Let's just reset it. Click on it right now.
Because the channel's messed up.
Reset the slide and see.
Put channel 4. I don't know.
It's 31.
31.
Alright, try it again. If it still doesn't work, then we'll just take a rising hand vote.
What is the channel?
I think we're on the
41.
wrong. 41.
Not 31.
No, is it still not working? Alright, we're just gonna take a rising hand vote. I'm not working with this. Alright, all in favor of passing this bill, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18. All opposed? Any abstains? Okay, with 2 abstains and 18 yays, this bill clearly passes. Okay, the next order of business is contingency 4? Yeah, contingency 4. Will the chief sponsor of that bill please come forward?
Good afternoon. The Pre-Law Association is requesting funds from SG8 for apparel for the numerous events, and we plan to fund $311.77 out of their total request. Are there any questions?
What bill number is this?
It's contingency 4.
Yeah, it's 4. It's
Four.
just not on the bill that it's 4.
Yeah, sorry. It's on the version that I sent out though. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Can the representatives for this bill also come forward? Thank you.
That's what I was.
Are there any more questions? Yes.
Can we just hear from the representative?
So the Pre-Law Association, we ordered shirts, and they, whenever we went to get refunded for our money, it turns out that we didn't order them from a SWAM vendor, which we didn't know was a requirement. So we're paying for a pretty large portion of the shirts out of our own like due money and stuff, but the rest of it we just need covered so that we don't clear out our bank account, and kind of just to make up for the money that we had reserved for t-shirts in our budget.
Okay, are there any more questions for the chief sponsor or the representative at this time?
How much more? How much money is left in our contingency fund?
Like 30,000.
Are there any more questions at this time?
No.
Thank you. All right, with no further questions, is there a motion on the floor? Yes, Senator Terry.
Motion to enter voting procedure.
There's a motion on the floor to enter voting procedure. I will remind you guys that we did change contingencies, so they don't have to go to second reading status. We just vote on them as they are. And because we're messing with this, I'm not taking rising hand vote. Is there a second to enter voting procedure? Any opposition? Okay, we're now in voting procedure. Can everybody raise their hand if you're in favor of this bill? All opposed? Any abstains? With 1 abstain and 19 yeas, this contingency clearly passes. Okay, the next order of business is Resolution 5 for the chief sponsor. Thank you, Karen. Can the representative from this organization also come forward?
All right, so WODU is requesting a contingency from SGA to attend their conference in Frisco, Texas on March 7th. They're requesting $465 for transportation and $636 for lodging, and the total amount of that request is $1,101, and we plan to fund all of it. And I will yield the floor to the representatives from WODU to go into more detail about their conference.
So this is the Conference USA Tour. The men's basketball team will be participating in March 6th through the 10th. And they will be playing all the way throughout. They start on that Tuesday at 7 p.m. And this will be the first student organization to actually do something like this.
Senator.
So, of course, it is a tournament. So if they lose, would that affect? If they lose earlier than we hope, would that affect the money and everything?
With ODU already being in the top 2 seed, it will not affect that.
Oh. And congratulations.
Okay, are there any further questions for the chief sponsor of this bill or the representatives? Yes, Senator Mark.
So will you guys be doing like live game, like streaming or like commentary? What are you doing?
Yes, we'll be broadcasting the game live. So we'll be on the WODU Studios radio.
Where can we go to access that? The WODU station.
It is also, it's on Spreaker and as well on the WODU Studios YouTube page.
Okay.
Are there any further questions for the chief sponsor of this bill or the student representatives? No? Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, so with no further questions for the representatives or the chief sponsor of this bill, is there a motion on the floor at this time? Yes, Senator Williams.
I motion to enter voting procedure.
The motion on the floor to enter voting procedure. Is there a second? Any opposition? No opposition. We are now in voting procedure. Everybody in favor of this bill, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstains? With 1 abstain and 19 yeas, this bill clearly passes. Okay, and now the next order of business. Sorry. Next order of business is the budget review activity. Mr. Rockingham. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
You can work in groups for this one.
That's right. Oh.
Okay. Can you switch over to me? Thank you. Okay. You got it.
Alright, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work in groups. Y'all a group. Y'all a group. You two go be a group.
Yes.
You two go be a group. Yeah, I'm just gonna be in groups. You two are in groups. You three are gonna be in groups.
Okay, guys.
Does everybody have one?
Okay, so I wanted to give you guys this budget. Phi Sigma Chi, this is a budget from last year, and I want you to kind of like get a feel for budget review weekend and how the finance committee actually like reviews budgets in April. So I want you to go through this budget, and I want you to tear it apart. Okay? Some things to keep in mind. So you'll have about 5 minutes to review this budget. Please do not cut anything if you cannot provide reasoning behind it. And check the financial bylaws if you have any questions. And then, yeah, you guys can start. Remember to look for price quotes.
Okay, well you can't do that.
Also, at the top over here, you have like some notes, something to kind of like guidelines of what to look for. And the price quote that they that I said they included, that's a hint.
This doesn't this isn't
Okay, so it's like things like this, like, so let's say there's 99 supplies, but they only say like, I don't know if they did not cheat it because or is that not oh, okay, true, because they're attached. Oh, yeah.
But they only have price lists for apparel, conference registration. So if they do have a price list, they should have only a challenge. On the first page, it says
Like if it is an average.
How would you justify so say class by April, how much?
Yeah, but she didn't want to ask.
So they didn't give a mark.
Because it might be
At least they provide.
it's on there. So they submitted right on time.
So like this would get approved because So then do we just write the number next to like all This we can approve too, right? Yeah. We didn't ask for What do you mean there's no surprise?
You guys need more time.
This is just so that they know what.
Or like basically like this is just like, okay, well since you didn't do this, I got it.
You guys need more time.
Like that's just can they come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, next year they have, that's why we sit in on these for the presentation. That would be really right. But this is like, we're looking at it like this amount. So like this is the money that we're requesting. They don't specify.
Do you guys need more time?
No.
I have a question. For member dues,
Hey, Sam.
oh, sorry. For the member dues part, like if they don't include like, do they have to include anything like a price quote or anything, or like an estimate from the past, or?
No, because it shouldn't be requested.
So the, wait, why does it say member dues and then it's like a money?
I think it's like your chapter fees.
We have to approve that?
Wait, yeah, is that?
Let's address that question like up here so that, because somebody else here probably has the same question.
So, we don't fund dues because, the members are supposed to pay for it, so like why are they requesting it in their budget? Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because they're not supposed to request it in their budget?
Okay, so do we cut that?
Yeah.
Learning.
Are there any more questions for Rafian?
Yes.
So I see that you have the price quotes were only included for apparel, bidet, conference registration, and spring recruitment catering. I guess that means that office supplies were not included in the price quotes. Right?
Yes, and I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean, what was your question? Hey, Sam.
For some of the marketing supplies, I know there's like, some of them are cheaper than others, like the 1,000 business cards for like $20. Does it really matter how small? I mean, I would think if it's only $20 that they would be able to pay. Like, do we really?
Well, this is how they pay for stuff. This is their budget.
Okay.
Like that's how they would be able to pay for it, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they could fundraise for like little things, you know what I mean? So, does everyone have like a total that they arrived at?
Wait, I got it.
Yeah.
You want it?
No.
Oh my god.
But yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so their total was 13, right?
Yeah, so basically, I guess.
We have 2,000.
I guess that's why. They're spring and they're fall. I think that's why I get out.
Yeah, that's what I was like, why?
We can come back. Oh, like fix it.
Yes, but so when we show us that we're requesting from them.
Yeah.
But, like, so we can tell
offer as much as possible to listen in on the budget consultation. And then 24 hours after the budget consultation, they invite you to sit and then they listen to the and it was still like the same, just like this, then she this much. So we can help with as much as we can, but I mean, but it's doctors all they have to do. Add the, yeah, just add the post to it, and like that's why they like it's like a big
Then how would you know like what you want to?
you know, they're all like office supplies, so we can or is it because they didn't they just didn't. Exactly. That's what it so that's why it's
But that would make sense for 750 frisbees for 250 bags.
How do you know that's a daily?
This is what we have, and then
So I wanted to explain why certain things would not be approved. So the finance committee's total would be $3,000, $3,787.50. Does anyone get that? Like,
Wait, say it again?
the ballpark. 3,787.
Wait, we did. We got 1,780.
Okay. It's not very reassuring.
Plus your house.
Right. So the first part, recruitment, event, food catering. This was cut because there were no price quotes attached. And then spring recruitment catering, that was approved.
Yeah, this one was approved, this one wasn't.
National conference registration. The registration was approved because it fell under the $3,000 limit, but transportation was not because, again, there were no price quotes.
We got that.
Transportation. You provide a price quote?
It says it at the top.
So then, 2,000 total.
There was.
But this is
approve all of it.
this is a computer, and you would be able to click on
the
these
maximum per
PDFs
person
and see that. Oh, so
Not 500.
But it'll have minutes.
so like if it's not
Yeah, I know.
in
But what I'm
here,
saying, it is under 3,000, but there's still.
pretty much.
The per person.
Oh.
So it's a lot easier.
Starting to learn cooking over
So you gotta subtract, what? You gotta subtract 400 from it, 5 or 800 from it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Recruitment, tables, involvement fairs is cut because there were no price quotes. Member dues as well because SGA Finance cannot fund member dues. That is something the members have to provide. So you cannot request that in your budget because it will not be funded. For office supplies, you need to check to see if the organization has an office on campus. On campus means it does not always have to be in the web. It can be like, I don't know, like in the engineering building. Yeah. So, check to see if they have an office. And then bid day shirts, for apparel, they did provide price quotes, but the maximum that can be approved is $750 because that's internal apparel. Yes.
So the office, that's like an official office, not like some room that they meet in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where it says points and standards, they only complete 75%, so how much would be
Yes.
cut?
So after you get at your total, whatever that may be, you multiply that by 75%, or whatever the amount of points and standards they completed. Does that make sense? You multiply it by 75%. That's the amount of points and standards they completed. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about that? Anything on here? Oh, something else you need to look out for. I said it on here that the budget was submitted on time, but if it wasn't, if it was submitted late, then they would also be subject to a 50% cut.
Is that, do you do that cut after or before the points and standards cut?
It's before. Before points and standards.
So, just to clarify that, so do we look at let's say the budget was submitted late, do we look at the total requested and cut that in half and then go forward?
The total approved.
The total approved?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any more questions for Rafia? Are you good?
Isaiah, do you want to say something?
No.
About?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Rafia. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda, I believe, should be the executive board reports. Can you guys switch away from me? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, do you have a report? No, you don't have a report. Next one for me. No, do you have a report this week? Okay, next one. Ron, do you have a report this week? That's crazy. All right. It's me. Okay, guys, so. That's alarming. All right. So I'm going to read to you all from our favorite book, Robert's Rules of Order. For the fun fact this week. The fun fact this week is embarrassing main motions. So a main motion in this book refers to like bills, legislation, that kind of stuff. So it reads, if an embarrassing main motion has been brought before the assembly, a member can propose to dispose of this question without bringing it to a direct vote by moving to postpone indefinitely. So that means that, let's say like, I don't know, Kyron brings a bill to the floor. And you guys are like, this is going to put a bad name to SGA. And like literally anybody can be like, I move to postpone this indefinitely because it's an embarrassing motion. And then it just dies. Like that. We don't have to vote on it. No? Not die. It just gets postponed indefinitely, but like it goes away. And that's it. Oh, polos next week. Everybody wear your polos. If you don't have a polo, just wear business professional as always. Next slide. Joanne, do you report this week?
I do not.
Wow. Next one for me. Julian, do you report?
No.
Wow. Okay. Of course you have a report.
Hey y'all. The Legacy Series is Sunday. The program is made. I'm gonna pass it around so y'all can look at it. Andy, can you pass these?
Yeah, I got you.
It's not that many, but. And then also, if any student organization comes to the office with a points and standards question, try to, like Rafi said, just ask me first because, not to point any names that I don't know, but someone told a student organization that they're not responsible for points and standards. So now they're thinking they don't have to do it. So if you don't know the answer, don't answer the question. That's it. So thank you.
You don't gotta do it. I'm so happy. I don't know what's going on.
You don't gotta do it. I'm tired.
No, I'm
I think we should just do next week. Give next week to correct you.
So, just making sure that y'all sign up for consultations. Please don't change your time slot less than 24 hours in advance. And if you do have to change your time slot, I understand some things come up. Please make sure that you let me know and that you provide an appropriate replacement that's impartial and does not have a conflict of interest with the organization. Okay?
Briefly add on to Rafi's report, like how we did February today, if all the spots for March aren't done by next Tuesday, we're gonna do March. Okay, Jill, your turn.
Hey everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. My only update is
Tuesday.
Oh, see, I'm like I'm already like over this week, honestly. Woo, okay, so hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. But Cultural Explosion is going to be March 27th from 6 to 9 in the TED. Right now I have like 5 people, a couple of my committee and a couple senators who have stepped up and another director to help. I'm looking for one more person, as long as you're willing to dance for like 7 minutes in front of people.
Got you.
Okay, so can I just get a hand count and then I'll just add you guys. So Morgan, I got you, Xander.
Wait, what is
Like you said you wanted to help, yeah.
What is
I didn't tell you that part yet, but okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Morgan wants to help and Courtney.
Wait. What are we dancing to?
That's all in the details because we just met with like the other groups for Cultural Explosion. So yes.
I'm a senior, so if I embarrass myself.
Okay, so I'll add you. So if anybody else wants to participate, just let me know. But I'll be making a small group chat later tonight with the people who said they were interested. So that's all I have for you guys, and have a good week. It's Tuesday. So have a good one. Courtney, do you report this week?
I feel like I just low-key set myself up, but it's okay. We'll just have a great time. So since we're speaking of the 27th, because you know the 27th in March is such a beautiful day, can you pull it up for me, friend? Back there. Anessa doing such a great, yep, right there. Okay, the mocktail mix-off is on February the 27th. So, not March, wait, yours is February 27th? March 27th. So different months, you know, same time of the year, it's just a beautiful thing. So right here we have a lovely sign-up sheet, you know, some of your beautiful faces filled it out last week, but some of your beautiful faces did not. So, can I have a pen? Thanks, friend. I want a pen. Here, here's a pen. It's gonna be really great, it's gonna be really fun. There's gonna be like t-shirts or tank tops handed out. And that's if you want to pull those up for me, that's what they look like. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do like it, then you can get one. There's gonna be food there, also a visor. So it's gonna be a great time, we're gonna have fun. Within my committee, I know we mentioned last week, we're talking about working on stuff with like off-campus partners and plot twist. Owen, my dear Owen, I didn't tell you because I forgot, but Owen is going to be working with that. He started something, he brought it to you guys, and he's going to be spearheading that as well, looking at his beautiful purple. Also Rose, if you guys don't know Rose, she's amazing. They're both going to be working on it together, which is going to be great. Sorry, probably should have told you that, but I forgot, but it's okay. So remember the meeting that we had with working with off-campus partners, trying to get lighting over on the off-campus communities area, working on safety. Owen's going to be working on that. Also, Rose is going to be working on that as well. Owen lives on 43rd in Killam, and then Rose lives off-campus in River House. So there's two different perspectives. They're both going to be here for like the next couple of years. So you have a great opportunity to get to know them as well as getting to know some of the issues that off-campus students need. And the last thing, so can you pull up the calendar? So I know last week I mentioned escape room, and some of you guys signed up. Oh, you can take that one. Some of you guys signed up, and the rest of you can if you want to come. So we're going to try to pick a date. Just raise your hands. No need to shout anything out because I get overwhelmed. So I know it's either raise your hand for a Saturday evening. Excuse me. Not that Saturday night plans. Saturday in the afternoon. Early afternoon. How early afternoon?
1.
Can we agree on Saturday at 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can we get a raised hand for Saturday at 1? We're gonna pick that next. A raised hand for Saturday at 1.
Wait, this
Wait, can we hear the
Not this Saturday. Not this Saturday.
The other
option is gonna be on a Sunday.
Oh no, I mean.
I like to know.
Okay. Maybe a Friday. A Friday. So a Saturday at 1. We can all get with. Okay. So this Saturday, plot twist, I won't be here. I'll be at Clemson University interviewing, so don't email me. But we have next Saturday, that's spring break. Saturday after that is also spring break. Saturday after that is the Black Legacy, so we're looking at the 24th. 24th of March. You're busy? I apologize for you being busy.
Do we not have it that day?
That is so admitted Students Day. I am working as well. Okay. So how about the 31st?
Monarch Madness.
Yeah, Saturday's not gonna work.
Okay.
Try Sunday.
Okay, can we work with the Sunday?
Tuesday after senior.
Tuesday after
Negative.
my car and my gas is not gonna drive. Okay. So maybe like a Sunday?
Can we do a doodle?
See, when I do the doodle, not a lot of people fill out the doodle.
Well, the people that fill it out, the people that are going.
Correct. So I'm gonna put the doodle or a poll in the group chat.
What about a Friday night?
See, I wanted it Friday, but some of y'all want to go out, have a great time. So I'll put a doodle in the group chat. Please fill out the doodle.
Okay, so like if you're going out, you probably won't be going out until like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
You gotta
the
sleep
absolute
before.
earliest.
You gotta take a nap, gotta eat.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm gonna put a doodle in the group chat. If you fill out the doodle and your name is on the
I don't
list,
do that.
you are going. If you do not fill out the doodle by the deadline, which I'm gonna come up with in the next 5 minutes, you are not going. Have a great day. Hey, be blessed in the Lord. Alright, the next report. Hannah, do you have a report
this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can match the energy filled with Courtney's report, but I will try. So, next Tuesday, during our Senate meeting, everyone's gonna be dressed up in the polos and the uniform and whatnot. After Senate, we're gonna go ahead and take our composite photos. I guess that's what they're called. So we'll have like, you know, the headshots for everyone and then a picture of all of us in front of the Web Center. So we can make our little 87th session poster. So just look very nice next week. Dress to impress, you know. Brush your hair. Thank you.
Anybody from student life? Does Stephen have a, no, okay. Frank, does he have
That same energy is
Yeah, they do.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see the room is filled. So Chris wanted me to mention the wellness fair that's going on the 22nd, Thursday, and the 26th, Tuesday, next Tuesday. And the Wellness and Sustainability Committee meets Thursdays at Activity Hour. If you'd like to come visit us, we're working on some great things. Thank you. Yeah.
Is there an update on the bill that we passed about the towels?
Not that I know of, but that wasn't a system that was supposed to start until next fall, because it does, since it would be a fee, it has to go through administration.
Just saying that's an update.
But yeah, there's no update that I have. Thank you.
If you've been 420 class, you can go. Nobody? Okay. Next one. Naya, do you have a report this week?
I did. Hi, everybody. Hey. Please excuse my voice. I'm a little sick. Okay. So, as you all know, that Thursday from 5 to 6, there is the candidate debate. It is the second and last debate for this election, and I would appreciate it if everybody could come out and support the candidates. So for candidates, please read the responsibilities and duties of the position that you are running for. It is very essential. I just want to make sure that everyone knows the duties and the responsibilities so that your platform can be as transparent and reflect exactly what you're running for. Also, review your answers and make sure that your answers are transparent and that your platform incorporates some form of diversity, because we are a diverse school. And just make sure that your answers are universal and that they would accommodate the 25,000 plus students that we have on campus. So this debate, the theme is going to be about transparency and diversity and things like that. So I just want to make sure that every candidate is prepared and has, you know, a fair opportunity to answer to their best ability. So for the candidates who cannot make it, I understand that you have a class and things like that, but if your class ends before 6 o'clock, it would be highly recommended that you come to the debate regardless, because at the end of the day, you are a representation of yourself. So if you cannot make it at all, I will be reading your answers aloud. So please send me your answers and make sure that those are the answers that you want to be read. But yeah, other than that, happy campaigning. If you have any questions about the campaign or anything of the sort, please let me know. And also for the elections, for the voting process, the link has been made and it is ready. So come March 1st, it will open. And yes.
March 1st or March 2nd? Because I thought we had until the 1st to campaign.
So the advisors set it to March 1st at 8 a.m.
So does that mean that voting ends on the 15th, or does it still end on the 16th?
It ends on the 16th. So
At 5?
At 5 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
So the email that I received from the advisor is that the voting portal will open from March 1st at 8 a.m. till March 16th at 5 p.m. Yes.
And if you want it to be March 2nd, just let us know. I think
Oh,
I think
okay.
we might have put it when we were typing it back to Scott. We might have put the wrong date in.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you to be in line, you tell us when you want us to open it, and we can open it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's on us, not on I. I think we just put in the wrong date.
Okay.
So yeah, just send it back to me, and we'll get it fixed. Okay.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. Yes, Courtney.
So I don't know if you thought about it, but once the results are like tallied, how are we gonna know? Are we gonna get like an email, or how is that gonna work?
Yes, so the results will be sent to the advisor. The advisor will then notify me, and I will be notifying the university announcement. So it'll send out an email to every student on campus. I will publicize it as much as possible. Everyone will definitely know before April 1st. That is the deadline. Not to say that it will be known on April 1st, but that's the deadline. So whenever I get the email and everyone is in agreement to the results, then we'll release them.
Awesome.
You kind of answered. I was going to ask have you pick the date to announce it.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, can I make a little announcement?
Yeah.
Regarding the elections?
Of course.
There's a new organization that's kind of been emerging on campus lately, and I did a little bit of research onto them, and what I've found is they've gotten in a lot of trouble in different universities that they've been to prior to ODU. They've been trying to give donations to more conservative leaning candidates in student government associations and presidential elections and campaigns. I just want to make it clear again that it's illegal, or you're not allowed to accept donations for money when it comes to your campaign.
Yes.
So just a little fun fact.
Very true.
What's the name of it? Turning Point USA.
Oh. Yes. So remember, no donations. Read the bylaws. Make sure you're following the rules. Thank you. Have a great day. Yes. Question? Yes. Sorry.
By announcing the results, is it going to be the winner, or is it going to be sent out so
So
everybody
I'm
can
going
see?
to send out who the winner is, and in the report that is sent out, there will be a report of the number of votes each candidate received.
Okay.
Yes.
Last year we ran into the issue because the number of votes were publicized. I thought the number of votes weren't allowed to be publicized, but the winners were.
So in the bylaws, I believe that when I release the packet, I have to include all of the data.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but as far as announcing the winner, I'll announce who the winner is. But in the packet, there will be a very detailed version of the report and stuff like that.
Are there any more questions for Senator Acevedo? No? Thank you, Nine. Okay, advisors, nothing? You sure? You sure?
You sure?
Okay.
Sure.
Reserve seat reports. Any reserve seat have a report? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Thank you. Come up here.
Hi, yeah, I'm Dustin Notcan. I'm the VP of Communications from IFC. So if y'all want me to say anything to the IFC, or anything, I'll be coming to y'all saying stuff that we want to tell you. I'm just the messenger here.
Who is IFC?
Interfraternal Council. We have delegates, 2 delegates that come from each and every single fraternity. They come every Tuesday, and we all come to a meeting just to discuss things that we want to talk about, or try to have anything happen, do things.
Perfect. Thank you.
Upon permission, could you please let us know what part of fraternity you are?
I am a member of Kappa Sigma.
Is there any more questions for?
Are there any issues that the IFC are facing that SGA could be helping with, or?
Current issues? No, not really. Something we are talking about is actually trying to figure out a spot for a Greek tailgate, a parking lot area that we could all be able to go to before football games and such like that. The issue is we were thinking about Lambert's Point, but I don't know if y'all have heard, apparently there's coal dust in the air, and so now we're still trying to find a spot for it.
All right, any more questions for a reserve seat? Thank you. Okay. So any public comments or announcements at this time? Yes, Senator Mondre.
A couple of senators had gathered the other day in the office, and we're talking about safety and transportation issues. So tonight, we kind of made a plan up about the lighting issue that Courtney had talked about, and it was brought to our attention. So tonight, we're going to be meeting at 8:30 in the office starting. We're going to be walking around campus and looking at the lighting on campus, and then on Thursday again at 8:30, we're going to be looking at off campus, and then from that, we're going to put out the petition and try to get people to sign. So if you're interested in helping with that, you can contact me or anything safety transportation, and we'll put you in the group chat.
Thank you. Any more public comments or announcements? Yes, Julian.
Just to let y'all know, I will be ordering stoles after spring break. So next week, please come to me if you know somebody or are graduating in the spring.
Okay, Joanne, did you have a public comment or announcement?
Yeah. So Monarchy Acapella is having their spring showcase April 20th at 7 p.m. And we're looking for co-sponsors. That's also the same day as the banquet, so make sure you go to that. If you have any artistic ability or know someone that does, please get them in contact with me because we're going to be displaying a lot of different talents and such at our showcase. Hope to see you guys there.
Any more public comments or announcements? Yes, Courtney.
Okay, just one thing I forgot in my report. I want to thank everybody who came out to the social. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there. We were cleaning. But just remember to keep the office clean when you're in there, because when people walk in and it looks a hot mess, it's representation of us. And I'm not blaming anybody at all. Just make sure if you have food that you throw it away, preferably outside of the office than inside. If you take something outside of the back office, make sure to close the doors and put everything back all neat and nice. That way when people come in, it looks really beautiful.
Any more public comments or announcements? Yes, Senator Williams.
I hope everybody has a great week.
Yes, Senator Fleming. Stand up.
Okay. It is kind of being formed, but I also wanted to, as I can't see your name tag with the glasses. Senator Terry mentioned something about the shooting in Florida, and with us having an incident in the new education building. I have been thinking about doing, these students who are survivors have been thinking about doing a march for it. I wanted to, it's still being formed, but I was thinking that we could, in another organization that I'm in, we were going to march in solidarity with them. If you guys are not for that, then I was also thinking we could do I guess workshops on what to do if there is a gunman on campus, because Virginia Tech had an issue. Just something about what we should do in case that does happen.
Can we get That's
awesome. I like that idea.
Do you know when the march is?
No, I haven't planned it out yet.
Let me know. Let me know and I'll send it out. Okay, any more public comments or announcements? Yes, Senator Hawkins.
The College Democrats, the College Republicans, and Turning Point USA will be sponsoring a debate. It'll be Thursday night on the topic is immigration reform. So if you care about that issue at all, please come out. It'll be right after the candidates forum at 7:30 p.m. Right after the SGA candidates forum, 7:30 in the Future Monarch Hall in the front of the web.
And Model United Nations is up
And sponsored by Model UN as well. Sorry.
Are there any more public comments?
I have one.
Yes.
Sorry to do it, but our NAACP chapter is having an event on the 22nd. What's Love got to do with it? Has to do with it, and it's in the Hampton Newport Newsroom at 8:30, talking about Black love and relationships, and it'll be Black Love Bingo. So come out.
Are there any more public comments or announcements at this time? Are we sure? Okay, so let's go over the agenda. So today we had the adoption of the agenda, followed by the adoption of the previous minutes. I closed my agenda. Okay, followed by quorum, followed by, oh sorry, there was a silent moment. It's on here. We had the adoption of the agenda, followed by a moment of silence, followed by the adoption of the previous minutes, followed by quorum, followed by the ODU PD report, followed by old business resolution 10, which was passed, followed by new business contingency 4 and contingency 5, which were also both passed, followed by the budget review activity, followed by the executive board reports, reserve C reports, public comments and announcements, and is there a motion on the floor at this time? Yes. Senator Evans, sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn. Is there a second? Any opposition? We're now adjourned.